You can't stop Godzilla vs. Kong. The movie is a success, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. I want to start here first. Godzilla vs. Kong, amazingly, has a pretty close score on Rotten Tomatoes between critics and audiences. Now, the critics score I expect to change. Audiences, I expect either go up or stay around the same, somewhere over 90%. Because most people know what they're getting with this movie. A giant kaiju fight, which is all I expect in this movie. I saw it yesterday in the theaters. I loved it. The plot is ridiculous, but the action is great. It's just a fun time. Don't go in there expecting some amazing narrative. It's all really made to set up reasons for these two to fight. And that's all I think anybody wants when they see this movie, right? Like reasons for these two to battle it out. And that they do in glorious fashion. It's a good movie if that's what you're looking for. I loved it. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Just because this is my kind of movie. There's no woke nonsense in it at all. It's just a fun time. It's refreshing, considering just about every piece of entertainment nowadays wants to find reasons to wag its finger at you and lecture you on how you need to be living your life. This movie just gives you two giant monsters fighting. And it's glorious. And not even the coof can stop it. So we have domestic opening numbers at 9.6 million, considering that this movie is on HBO Max day and day with theater opening. That's pretty solid in my opinion. I think this is good. There's a few haters out there on this movie in the critics space. Covered some of that yesterday. GameSpot being one of them. Although they give Terminator Dark Fate a high, glorious review, and this movie gets knocked down. You know, maybe it didn't subvert audiences' expectations. Maybe it should have done that, and then they would have liked it. But this is good. 9.6 million kind of shows a little bit of health in the movie theater industry. I was happy to see this because I got to be honest, most people I think are just going to sit at home and get HBO Max. Because you can literally sign it for 1 month and then bail, and you only paid $10 to watch the movie. So HBO Max is going to be a contender. I got a movie coming out every month this year. Mortal Kombat is next month. 2 weeks ago, you had the Snyder Cut. Now you have Godzilla vs. Kong. And I got to tell you, Godzilla vs. Kong is pretty fun. It's a good time. Now, here's the other thing. Now, domestically, the movie brought in 9.6. This is just North America. Here's where the real winner in numbers are for Godzilla vs. Kong. It's their overseas debut. They pulled in 123 million overseas, which is good. I like to see movies like this make money because it's like, hey, we didn't give you a bunch of woke nonsense and we made money, which I think is good because that gets more movies like this made. I'd like to see another Godzilla. I got to tell you, I think that these Western Godzilla movies are pretty good. I liked King of the Monsters, and I liked the other Godzilla, though I still think Shin Godzilla is the best. But I have been enjoying this. This one I particularly liked. I thought the battles are the best of the Western Godzilla movies for sure. The stuff between Godzilla and Kong top everything that was in King of Monsters. So 123 million, pretty good. Evangelion in Japan, by the way, made tons of money. So did the Demon Slayer movie. That made a lot of money as well. Here's a little bit of fun for everybody. I just want to end the video with this. Godzilla vs. Kong box office destroys Wonder Woman 1984, a movie that the mainstream legacy media wants to die on a hill for. That movie was absolutely terrible with barely any fun. See, like Godzilla vs. Kong, the plot is really ridiculous and kind of nonsense, right? Like, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything. I would get into why the plot's ridiculous, but it would spoil some things for the movie. Just know that it doesn't matter. The movie's stupid fun. That's the good part. I think a lot of kaiju movies are just stupid fun. It's all about seeing the monsters battle and destroy stuff. And as long as that's done in an epic way, to me, you have a successful movie. Wonder Woman 1984 was a bloated, boring mess. The villain didn't really make any sense. Wonder Woman's actions didn't really make any sense. It was terrible compared to the first one. And luckily, she gets redeemed a little bit in the Snyder Cut. She's amazing in that movie, particularly in that bank robbery scene. That's great stuff. But it's funny to see just how bad, it's just funny to see a comparison like this. So Wonder Woman 1984 did terrible in the overseas market. Godzilla vs. Kong is doing great in the overseas market. Wonder Woman 1984 did terribly domestically, though to be fair, it didn't open in as many theaters as Godzilla vs. Kong has. But if you compare their overseas numbers, there's a big difference. So, like, Wonder Woman 1984 did terribly in China and only brought in $45 million, whereas Godzilla vs. Kong brought in $70 million. And the theaters were pretty well open over there. So, just a fun little comparison. I like that Godzilla vs. Kong is doing great despite being on HBO Max, because I want movie theaters. I like them to survive. I like going to the theaters. And it's something cheap to get out of the house and do. So I don't want to see that industry die. So I'm glad that despite the HBO Max thing, this is doing okay. So anyway, glad this movie's doing good. I'd like to see another Godzilla movie. I'd like to keep this franchise going because I do enjoy it. And we'll see from there. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.